Accelerator had almost reached him as he shot forward like a bullet, the right hand of suffering and the left hand of poison. Both of Accelerator's hands could kill with just a touch, and they were headed for Kamijo's face. For an instant, time stopped. We all know what happened next. Touma smacked the living hell out of Accelerator, defeating the villain and saving the day, putting an end to the Sisters project, which aimed to turn Accelerator into a level 6 Esper by killing 20,000 clones of Misaka Makoto, and Misaka then rewarded him with cookies. Very important. But what if this happy ending didn't happen? What if in this moment, Touma failed to evade Accelerator's touch and got turned into a bloody mess thanks to Accelerator's ability to reverse the blood flow of his victims? After witnessing her last hope and friend die before her eyes, Misaka would be completely traumatized, and she was the one who had failed to prevent him from challenging Accelerator. Now, she's definitely guaranteed to have a mental breakdown, but I can see this going one of two ways. Either she does what her initial last resort plan was going to be before Touma's involvement by sacrificing herself by fighting Accelerator, which she believed would prove the calculations made by the tree diagram were false, causing the experiment to be halted or postponed. Or she is simply too stricken with grief to do anything, or runs away with Misaka Emoto. While Misaka would be emotionally devastated at Touma's death, I don't see her running away or just standing still forever. I think she would turn this negative energy into rage, as she sends her attacks flying at Accelerator. Obviously, Accelerator is just going to be laughing with his victory, and the fact that he almost lost to a level 0 Esper, how embarrassing. Misaka's attacks are going to do nothing to Accelerator, as he can just shrug them off with his reflection. Honestly, I don't even see Accelerator killing Misaka in this situation, as if we go back to the scene where they first fought in Railgun, Accelerator was advised by the clones that killing Misaka could potentially derail the experiment and hinder Accelerator's growth towards level 6. So I just see Accelerator ignoring Misaka to finish off Misaka Emoto and walking away or simply knocking out Misaka with his abilities. Accelerator's victory versus Touma would definitely be a massive shock to Aleister Crowley. He anticipated that Touma would be the victor in this fight, so that he could send the remaining clones to Academy City institutions across the world, after they were no longer required due to the failure of the project. Aleister would have also lost his prized asset, which belonged in the unlikely body of a level 0 Esper, Imagine Breaker. Due to the nature of Imagine Breaker, if the host dies and is not resurrected or revived, it will simply transfer to another person that is deemed to be the most suitable candidate to possess it. However, the reappearance of Imagine Breaker can take years. It's an unspecified amount of time. Therefore, this result would have potentially caused significant delays to Aleister's plan to destroy magic, as he needed Imagine Breaker within Academy City, not only for just his plan, but also to deal with specific threats from the magic side. Due to losing Imagine Breaker, World War III wouldn't even happen later in the year, but maybe Aleister would resume his policy of antagonizing the Roman Catholic Church by using the future holder of Imagine Breaker once Aleister had successfully lured them to Academy City in the future. Meanwhile, Misaka would wake up with her hope completely lost, with nowhere else to turn to. I imagine Kuroko would try and search for Misaka if she didn't show up in days, and after Touma had visited their dorm while Misaka was away. Misaka would feel immense guilt about her failure, not wanting to face her friends after what happened with Touma, to not involve them in the experiment and risk them suffering the same fate Touma did. Misaka would literally have no one else to turn to in this situation and would head down a dark path. But what would happen with Accelerator on the other hand? Would the experiments resume with the murder of the remaining 10,000 or so Misaka clones, and Accelerator achieving the power of a level 6 he desired the most? Or would something else entirely unexpected happen? During a meeting with the lead scientists of the project, Accelerator would be informed that the experiment would be cancelled. But why? It's outrageous, it's unfair. I've been slaughtering thousands of clones for such a long ass time, and you're telling me it's suddenly over? Is it April Fool's Day? You're probably wondering, why would the project suddenly be cancelled? Well, if Accelerator was just left to kill the remaining clones, it would be very awkward for him when he wouldn't even reach level 6 at the end. As if you watched my previous video about level 6, you would know the entire Sisters project wasn't even going to turn Accelerator into a level 6, even if he did complete the project. What's worse than pointlessly killing 10,000 clones? Pointlessly killing 20,000 clones. Therefore, in order to avoid that complication, and to protect the remaining 10,000 clones, or should I say assets, that Aleister needs to be alive, in order for him to bring life to Kazakiri Hyoka, the key to the imaginary number school district, and to manifest Aiwaz, the experiment would have to cease. The scientists could have claimed that they saw Accelerator fight Touma using Academy City's technology, and could claim that Accelerator has been deemed unworthy of becoming a level 6 after nearly losing to Touma, or in the Railgun version of the Sisters arc, that he was considering to blow up Academy City with his giant ball of plasma. Obviously, saying Accelerator is going to be unhappy at this news is an understatement, although probably not as bad if he did finish the project and was still a level 5 at the end. Accelerator would likely go berserk, killing the scientists in front of him for wasting his time, destroying the main lab where the sisters were being produced, with an unconscious Last Order still in her incubation tube. Of course, in this scenario, Accelerator never met Last Order, so he wouldn't even think twice about destroying whatever was in front of him. Now, Last Order is very important to the Misaka network, as she basically acts as a command center. Therefore, Aleister would want her alive. Aleister could potentially deploy the Hound Dogs and Kihara and Mata to capture Last Order, or if they were too late to save her, Aleister already had plans to create a third season. Wait, is he an anime producer? Nah, third season of clones, with the appearance of Misaka Worst, and it's pretty evident from what Aiwaz and Misaka Worst say in the novels that Last Order can be replaced by a new clone, so losing her wouldn't be a huge problem for Aleister. Now, once the remaining clones were taken into hiding, or the other Academy City institutions, Aleister would have to deploy a measure to stop Accelerator's rampage. I don't think this would be a huge issue, as Accelerator did try rebel against Academy City in the past, although he was just a kid and wasn't going all out, and he did eventually surrender. Without Touma, Kihara and Mata would likely be the next most clear counter Aleister could use to stop Accelerator, as Amata was completely loyal to Aleister, and his Kihara counter allowed Amata to bypass Accelerator's reflection. Alternatively, Aleister could have tried to use Kakine to try and stop Accelerator, as Kakine's dark matter can also bypass the reflection, until Accelerator adapted to it, so dark matter can't penetrate the reflection anymore. But as we know, Aleister Senpai never noticed poor Kakine, so maybe this would be out of character for him, but I truly think Amata would be Aleister's best bet, unless Aleister tried deploying all of his pawns and assets within Academy City to try and stop Accelerator, but by that point it might be already too late. Unless Aleister decided to make a physical appearance outside his tube, and well, Accelerator has zero chance of defeating him, but Aleister did not want to appear outside his tube, as it would mean that the magic side would be able to detect that he is still alive, which would probably cause the magic side to lose their shit and start attacking Academy City, as Aleister isn't exactly the most popular guy in the world. So yeah, appearing outside the Fanta Tube would definitely be a last resort. Let me know what you think would happen next in this situation, unless you have a completely different scenario to the one I have presented in this video. Also, if you're an Index or Railgun fan and haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? We've got plenty of content here about Accelerator, Touma, level 5s, magic side, everything you could ever wish for if you are a Toaru fan. I talk about the anime and the novels and even the side stories and spin-offs, so it's all here on the channel. And make sure you check out the videos on the screen right now if you are a fan of Accelerator like I am. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.